hair is tired of paying more for things that underperform. Times are expensive. Well, you're in luck because in today's video, I'm going to be giving you my top 5 at the moment, I'll say, because I could go on and on in this regard. Top 5 skincare dupes for expensive products. Now, admittedly, people use the term dupe pretty liberally. Sometimes people will be like, oh, this has the same ingredient, so it must be a dupe. Not always, all right? So when I say dupe, I mean it's got the key call out ingredient. It fits the ingredient story profile in the marketing. The product also performs similarly, feels similarly. You don't feel like you are missing out on any sort of experience. And the dupes I'm mentioning here, not only have I used the dupe to completion, I have used the high-end version. Okay, so I've been at both ends and I'm here to spread the news. Number 1, I mean, who here is buying this? Realistically, like, I just don't think you guys are buying this, but if you've ever tried it or you want in on the action, you're like, what's a dupe for that? Everyone loves, I mean, it's a cult classic, right? Everyone claims to love, I should say, because most of us are not willing to drop the change on it. The popular La Mer cream. Listen, this got in at the right time. This got in before skincare was so popular and before really the internet allowed people to really get educated on skincare ingredients. In other words, if La Mer cream launched today, 2025, no way would people give 2 wits about it, okay? People would not be buying it. It would not have the following. It launched in a smart time. So La Mer cream is a rich yet hydrating facial moisturizer whose sort of ingredient that they talk about is this magical broth from the sea, right? Which is essentially algae extract. Now, it's their proprietary algae extract. We don't know what types of algae, the percentages, extract, those kind of things we don't know. But we never really know these kinds of things, so that's something to put in the we can't control that bin, but let's just move forward because that's kind of their selling point. And a lot of people will say, oh, this cream is a dupe for La Mer, but there's no like algae extract in it or marine extracts. What do these ingredients offer? Algae extracts, if you will. They tend to be very hydrating. They also are wonderful for not only moisturizing the skin, but they can offer some anti-inflammatory compounds, antioxidants, have a really nice plumping, smoothing effect, allowing for ingredients to penetrate well into hydrated skin, essentially. So they're definitely not a scam family of ingredients. In 2025, they want you to pay $390 for 2 ounces. Like, even if we were not pinching pennies, are people really just throwing that kind of cash around on a cream? Tell me why no one is talking about this, which is what I would consider a dupe. The Rock Multi-Correction Hydration Night Moisturizer. They spell correction with an X. See what you're doing there, Rock, trying to be edgy. This has algae extracts in it. You've got the ingredient there, but let's talk about the performance of this. This, in contrast to the La Mer, is fragrance-free, so you don't have to deal with the scent. Now, maybe you like the scent, in which case this is not really going to be a dupe for you. If the La Mer cream scent is what ropes you in, then you're stuck with that. But it feels very similar, if not identical, going on the skin. It hydrates and moisturizes the skin the same, if not arguably a bit better, in my personal experience using it. And it's funny because this was available at Costco a while back. Do you guys remember? They had this, and then they also have a serum in this line that's a bit more lightweight. I've used both, but I like both. But the cream, to me, is very, very much like La Mer. You know, a lot of people say that the Nivea cream is a La Mer dupe. It's not, because it doesn't have the algae extracts in it. Now, that might be a great facial cream for you. Maybe it's more of a dupe for you because it has fragrance in it and you like the scent. Okay, fair. But when we're talking about performance and what the ingredients are offering, I would say this one from Rock is the closest I have tried out and used regularly, consistently. I mean, it is like a full-time gig for me, is moisturizing my skin. Okay, so trust me, I have put a lot of cream on my face, on my body, body, okay, in different orders of appearance, different times of the year. If you go back to my early childhood and find my letter to Santa Claus, do you want to know what was on the list of things I was asking Santa for? Moisturizer. I'm not making this up. Dear Santa, please bring me a hand cream. So yeah, in other words, I feel like I'm pretty well equipped to tell you guys what I think is a dupe. Not only am I a dermatologist to know about moisturizing the skin, okay, but I've used a lot, okay, and trust me when I say the $2.90 for a tub of moisturizer, try the Rock one out. It's a very similar experience and in my opinion performs better. All right, let's move down the list. Now, if you watched my recent video on the Fast Five skincare products I tried out in the month of September, you'll recall that I tried out this Banu, I'm still using it, AHA, BHA, blemish control and exfoliating serum. This is a fragrance-free 2% salicylic acid serum. It's kind of more of a lightweight moisturizing formula. Serum is just, as a side note, one of those nebulous terms, right? Like I find that serum can encompass anything from a liquid all the way to basically a cream, all right? They use that term a little bit too liberally in the skincare industry. I digress. This I have truly liked. So 2% salicylic acid, it's great for acne. It's an over-the-counter acne treatment, okay? It's good for exfoliating the pore to cut down on blackheads and whiteheads. It's anti-inflammatory. It helps exfoliate the surface of the skin as well. It's a really good ingredient not only for some acne control, but also for hyperpigmentation. It can be used morning and nighttime daily as tolerated. And I have really genuinely liked this. It does have niacinamide, which is a B vitamin widely available in skincare, as many of you already know, but niacinamide is good for also improving the look of post-acne marks, dark marks, red marks. It's anti-inflammatory and it also helps with moisturizing the skin. Ultimately, that's great for acne. So I've been using this for a while now. It was sent to me and then I went on to say, okay, well, what is the price point on this? $50. $50. Now that's not La Mer pricing, okay? Nobody is that outrageous in this market, but it's so lot for 2% salicylic acid. Let me tell you who is a carbon copy. Is it a dupe if it existed beforehand? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe this is the dupe for those who are duped into not knowing what they're getting into of the actual product. And the actual product is the CeraVe Acne Control Gel. Okay, so in contrast to Banu, which is $50 for, what is this, 1 ounce, CeraVe Acne Control Gel also has got the 2% salicylic acid, the texture, the performance, the feel, the spread, everything is pretty much the same. $15.74. So you get more product, less money. That's the one to get, not this. I feel bad because this is actually really good, but so is that. This is great for all the things that 2% salicylic acid does, but so is that. I mean, they're really not any different. They're really, but what about the high-end sort? No, okay. CeraVe is a L'Oreal company. We're talking like huge industrial scale science bench, decades in the making with some of their formulations and ingredients. So Banu, I get it. Maybe new on the block, Banu. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I have no problem with that product. It's great. Like if somebody came in and said, I'm using this for an at-home acne treatment, I'd say, okay, great, no problem there. But the price is just wild. In other words, be careful. You know, this is where reading ingredients helps. You know, like I'm paying how much for 2% salicylic acid? Why are we doing that? Coming in at number 3 is the Sunday Riley Good Genes All-in-One Lactic Acid Serum. When I first started getting into YouTube, this I would get a lot of questions about, and I was like, why on earth are people paying this much for lactic acid? Like, what's going on here? I've tried it out. So lactic acid is an alpha hydroxy acid. It hydrates, it softens, it gently exfoliates. Really good ingredient for dry, rough skin. Great ingredient for rough and bumpy skin. If you have a buildup of dry skin around the hair follicles, that's known as keratosis pilaris. It can affect the face. Lactic acid is wonderful. Lactic acid is wonderful for that, as are pretty much all alpha hydroxy acids, glycolic and mandelic as well. Because it really, the ingredient not only gets in there and exfoliates the buildup of dry skin, but it also helps with water retention, okay? So it gets in there and corrects, but also gets at some of the root cause, which is low water content. And ultimately it helps to clear up and control flare-ups of dry, rough skin texture. Also helps smooth the skin surface. Now, a word of warning, alpha hydroxy acids, they do make your skin a bit more sensitive to the sun. So you need to be wearing sunscreen, but you should be doing that anyway. So I've used the Sunday Riley Riley Good Genes. In addition to lactic acid, it also has licorice root, which is soothing and anti-inflammatory, good for redness, and good for dark spots too. All well and good. But $122 for 1.7 ounces, like, again, this is just marketing. And Sunday Riley, you know, they have some controversy behind the hype as well. If you're not aware, they have a history of fudging online reviews. Okay, so a lot of the hype is manufactured, I believe. I mean, I'm not making this up. It's not alleged. That they were found to be having their employees go on and post glowing reviews, making it seem like the products were more wonderful than actual consumers really felt. It is a good product, like, I will say that. It does what lactic acid does, you know, helps smooth and hydrate the skin. But you want to know who else does that? Prequel multi-acid milk peel. This has lactic acid as well as a few other alpha hydroxy acids. Feels, looks, performs the same. The same. There's no licorice root, okay, whatever. But it pretty much does the exact same thing. It's a very close dupe. I mean, lactic acid, you know, I talk about AmLactin all the time. Ammonium lactate is the salt of lactic acid. AmLactin is very effective for dry, rough skin texture. It's another, you know, sort of dupe. But when we're talking texture, performance, feel, and everything, this is a lot more similar. A lightweight, fluid, very affordable. $23 for 7.6 ounces. Okay, so instead of paying $122 for 1.7 ounces, back the bus up and pay $23 for 7.6 ounces, right? It will last you longer and your wallet will thank you. You guys know sunscreen is one of the most effective, important things you can put on your skin. It's all in you actually wearing it. If you don't like it, you're not going to wear it. It's not going to work. That's just how it goes down. You can't buy sunscreen, put it on the shelf and be like, why do I still have sun damage? Well, are you putting it on? Are you putting it on liberally? Are you covering all exposed areas with a good quantity? I mean, check out my video on why sunscreen is failing you, all the things you might be doing wrong. Your eyes will be open wide. Well, a sunscreen that I like and I frequently recommend, especially around the time of the Sephora sale, is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. This is an amazing formula, okay, without a doubt. It's clear, it's colorless. There's no white cast to be had. I mean, it comes out clear and colorless. Like, you can see through the formula as it's coming out. And what I have always loved about this is that it's got this kind of cushiony feel to it. It really smooths out the surface of the skin. It's very silicone rich. And because of that, it helps to diminish the appearance of pores. It really has this very nice demi-matte finish without being cloyingly drying like a lot of matte mineral sunscreens. This is a chemical sunscreen. It's water resistant 40 minutes. So it's great for humidity. It's really popular here in Houston. When I talk to people all the time, I ask them about their sunscreen. And this is one that I find many people use. But they always say, yeah, it's expensive though. And it is, you know, that's why when I bring it up, it's usually to point out if it's on sale or not. It's $38 for 1.7 ounces. If you have Trader Joe's in your area, you need to dance one in there because I reviewed this a couple of years ago and it slept on. Very similar, if not identical, as far as look, feel, performance. The main difference is that it's called the Trader Joe's Daily Facial Sunscreen. $8.99 for 1.7 ounces. Get that to hold you over in between the sales at Sephora, which don't happen that often, okay? It works exactly the same. Now, if you don't have a Trader Joe's in your area, another one that I really like that also looks and performs the same is by e.l.f., but it's still just as good and very affordable in comparison to Unseen. All right, and then last but not least is not technically a skincare product, but it's lip care. It's a lip cosmetic. People are always hyping up these Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Balms. They're $27. I've tried them out before. I like them. They're good. And so $27 is like, it's kind of steep. I'm only going to get that if it's on sale. However, Neutrogena has a great dupe for those. It's actually, I would argue, it performs better. The HydroBoost High Shine Lip Gloss. I'm wearing it currently. It's about $10 versus the Tarte one, which is $27. So yeah, I mean, no brainer in my opinion. I actually find that the Neutrogena one performs better. It has better longevity on the lips. It's a lot more hydrating. Sometimes the Tarte ones I find go on a little streaky, whereas the Neutrogena ones, it's like a nice even coat of color without like that kind of patchy streakiness in between. The Neutrogena one is fragrance / flavorant free, which is also great because those are common reasons to develop cheilitis to a lip product. They're very hydrating. They have really nice colors. I have mostly worn the Peachy Keen shade, which is what I'm wearing now. It does does not get on your teeth. It's very, very moisturizing. I really wish actually they would do this line of these high shine glosses in an SPF lip gloss. Maybe this particular formula is just not amenable to sunscreen filters. Very similar as far as the degree of color, but like I said, they spread on a little bit more consistently and more evenly in comparison to the Tarte ones. All right, guys, so those are my 5 affordable dupes of high-end expensive products, but let me know if you would like another one of these videos, because this is the kind of thing I could do all day. All right, as someone who tries out and tests a lot of products, knows skincare ingredients, and I can tell you, you know, what I have found that performs exactly the same as the expensive stuff, because I've used so much stuff over the years. I mean, watch my empties videos, you know, watch my reviews, you'll see like, dang, she really puts a lot of cream on that skin. Yeah, I'm moisturizing, hydrating all the time. All right, and I'm lucky that my face does not rebel against the task. I know that's not something I recommend people to do. As a side note, trying out as much stuff as I do, because it can easily cause excessive irritation. But I have been lucky to be able to do this as part of my channel and not have any adverse events, and I will continue on strong. Fingers crossed I never become sensitized to any major ingredient. Then I'll have to retire from skincare product reviews and just stick to dermatologic education content on skin diseases, which, hey, we have a lot of that on here already as well. But yeah, I obviously love trying out skincare and reviewing it for you guys. So this is what I've come up with, but let me know in the comments if you would like more of these. I'm happy to do that. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.